everybody, this is Angela Savage, the daughter of IndyCar driver Swede Savage. It's time to watch stories from motorsports. My buddy, Doug Kenny, loves to share the journey of people in racing, and he is an amazing dude. Drivers, owners, fans, and team members, watch the SFM podcast.
Hey everybody, this is Doug Kenny from Stories from Motorsports. I'd like to thank my buddy Josh Mabe for the YouTube work he did years ago that inspired me to create this platform. I'd like to thank my buddy Victor Sifton for convincing me to get back into it after my hiatus from 2017 to 2019. I have a very special treat for you all today with an amazing journey from an amazing racing figure. Drivers, start your engines.
I had an Airbnb with my family. We stayed right there by the track. Like I told you, we could walk into the track with our credentials. But then balancing the competitive side of me who wanted to do good. Qualifying didn't go so well. We didn't really have the right gearing in the car. I think we started like 15th. But during the start of the race, I kept telling my crew guys that everybody was burning the tires off their cars. So we were just patient. And then, as you can imagine, the Trans Am cars at Nashville, there's going to be some cautions, which there was. And we just kind of were smart and picked our way back up to, I think, a top 5 at the end. So, yeah, I was about the happiest person you would ever see in 5th place after the race. We were high-fiving and pretty excited for 5th.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes when you run a race that's very hard, you're just glad to be in the top 5 by the end of it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and such an incredible feel. I think, if I remember, Brent Cruz came from the back and Connor Zilic was up there. Like I said, there's so many of these youngsters who've gone on to do some really cool stuff. Just to say, you were part, or, you raced with them is pretty neat.
Yeah, and also you had veterans like Tony Ave and Boris Said in it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I remember Tony was in a yellow number 26 car, and I got to battle it out with him a little bit, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah,
I actually stayed in contact with him on some future Trans Am stuff.
That's great. What was racing against him like? Because I know he's very ferocious behind the wheel.
He was. I think he was missing a door at that point. But
I remember that.
Those cars are so tough to keep under you and keep under control that there's a lot of contact, but it's kind of expected, So it's a little more give and take in that series. You're going to get bumped, so you don't take it as personally maybe as you would in Formula cars or GT3 cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, those Trans Am ones, they go really, really fast.
Yeah, they go fast, and they are a handful.
Yeah.
Probably the best series. TD2 is definitely the most underrated series out there right now, I think.
Yeah, what makes it underrated in your opinion?
I think just the exposure. I'm not going to pretend to be a marketing genius. I don't know what to do, but just getting eyes on it. So, for example, I do a lot of dirt racing nowadays, and do some dirt late model stuff with guys running World of Outlaws and Lucas Oil late model series. When I show them the cars in the series, they just think it's awesome, and then they start watching. So I just trying to get it to the masses more, and even just to the motorsport community, letting people know about TA2.
For sure.
And you're doing your part. People like you, doing what you're doing is how we get the ball rolling.
Definitely.
I think Andy Lally is a huge addition. He's going to be. From what I've heard, he's making some good decisions. So I think he's going to be a good force for the series.
Yeah, Andy Lally. I spoke with him a few years ago. He's one of the nicest people I've ever spoken to. I don't have any complaints about him.
Right. No, yeah, for sure. I don't think you'll hear many. He's going to be nothing but positive from what I can see.
Yeah, I see it as well. You know, one of the things I like about Andy is he's very honest, but also gracious with his honesty. You know.
Right. There you go. Yep. That's a good way to put it, for sure.
Yeah, he also won Rookie of the Year, I think, in the Cup Series one year.
Yeah, fair enough, right?
Yeah.
With a new team.
Hey everybody, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please hit like and subscribe if you did so, and please continue supporting our amazing guest. And everybody, we'll see you next time on SFM.
Hi, this is Ted Warner speaking. While the checkered flag is waved for this program, stay tuned for next week for the next episode of SFM. Thanks to Doug Kenny for what he does for motorsports.